What do you see when you look out at a perfectly manicured front lawn? Does that make you happy? It doesn't make me happy. When I look at that, I see toxic chemicals. There's no way to have a lawn like that without weed killers and pesticides. So I see, these have been linked to cancer. Even the WHO says these weed killers can cause cancer. Pesticides are really bad for your nervous system. So I think about, kids playing on this grass that then get diagnosed with ADD and ADHD and nobody can figure out why, and then they're put on a medication. I see people with anxiety because the pesticides irritate the nerves. I remember being a little kid, how much fun it was to look for four-leaf clovers, how much fun it was to pick a dandelion, and rub on the bottom of your chin. There's a weed called plantain that actually has these amazing healing properties, especially if you've had a sting or a burn. We used to pick the tops of those and use them shoot them at each other, But it was so much fun. We could play in the grass and it wasn't harmful to us. When I visited Europe, in the park it was the same way. The lawn was interspersed with little flowering weeds and it was delightful. It was very beautiful and very clean and healthy. So I think letting your yard go into a more natural state could certainly be a good answer, not only for your health, but also the health of the planet. So I'm not a fan of weed killers, as you can say. Now, what would be some alternatives to this? I'm a huge fan of the movement to create a little oasis in your yard that can be good for butterflies, good for bees, have some native plants there. You can use ground covers, that kind of thing. You can certainly let your yard be natural unless you live in an HOA where they're gonna boot you out if you don't have this manicured lawn. My parents are a great example. Their yard has actually been designated an official sanctuary by the Audubon Society. And the reason why is that most of the land is just in its natural state. They have woods in the back, there's a few fallen trees, they've planted, flowers and things that pollinators would enjoy. And it's one of the most pleasant, relaxing yards you can possibly be in. So anyway, I'm going to invite you to think about that. Now, I want to give you a recipe for a weed killer that's not going to be toxic for you. This is not going to be appropriate for your lawn because this will kill anything that it comes in contact with. But you know how your concrete driveway may have little plants growing up out of it, or your sidewalk or something like that? Well, instead of spraying that Roundup that is a known carcinogen, let me give you the recipe. So you take 4 cups of distilled white vinegar, you add a half a cup of Epsom salt, 1 tablespoon of dishwashing liquid, and Dawn works the best. And you're gonna put this into a sprayer that you can get at any, Walmart, Home Depot. You put it all in a sprayer, you shake it up really well, and then you're just gonna spray those areas where you want to kill whatever is growing, between your patio pavers or whatever. It will not hurt you, it will not hurt the environment, but it will take care of those pesky weeds.